No, Sue Williams, CO.
Thank you.
Order. I've given it to Sue Williams, CO.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, for the opportunity. I want to begin, sir, by saying that for Pacific communities, and I'm sure my colleagues from across the House will acknowledge this, education is one of the key aspirations of parents. In fact, if we go back a ways to the first migrants, that was one of the fundamental reasons for leaving the islands and coming to New Zealand, was to not only ensure that there were job opportunities, absolutely, to get jobs, to support families, but more importantly, it was to give their children and the next generation educational opportunities that would provide them for a better way of life. Today, sir, that is still reflected in the attitudes of many, many families throughout South Auckland in particular that I referred to. In fact, you'll find, sir, that there is a lot of competition by families for their children who might live in Mangere, Otara, in Papatoetoe or in Manurewa to go to high schools outside of those areas because they believe if those are the top schools, then let's send our kids to the top schools. Notwithstanding, sir, they acknowledge that we have one of the best education systems there is. In fact, our education system is being acknowledged worldwide as one of the best. In fact, a couple of years ago, a colleague of mine, I've forgotten what his name is, former Pete Hodgson, Pete Hodgson, and I visited Mexico, and Mexico was looking to New Zealand to help them lift the educational capacity of their population. There is no doubt, sir, that we have an obligation, and I think most members of this House recognise, that we do have to lift the educational standards of our children, of the children of this nation. And in particular, sir, I think there needs to be a special focus on Pacific children, on Māori children, when we recognise once and for all that is that one of the fastest growing population in New Zealand has a role to play in the future of New Zealand. And therefore, sir, let me get to the point. Because this is what this government is offering, the Pacific community feel they have no choice but to take what's on offer. And yet, sir, they agree this is the wrong thing. They know this is the wrong thing. Talk to Associate Professor Damon Salesa of the University of Auckland, who spent 10 years in the United States, whose children attended some of the local charter schools there. He will tell you, sir, that as far as he's concerned, charter schools are not successful, particularly in reference to minority groups, particularly in reference to low-income groups. They are not successful in the United States. How can we then expect that they are going to be successful here in New Zealand? I think, sir, we already have the tools in our Education Act. We already have the tools. So why aren't we not looking at our education system to fix that and allow for the Pacific communities and Māori communities to take up what they really want is for languages to be part and parcel of the curriculum. So by introducing charter schools in this for the population of New Zealand, what it says to us in South Auckland is this government is ready to gut New Zealand education system, to take away the public education system that we've all enjoyed and which that part of the House, as well as this side of the House, have been beneficiaries of, and instead are now wanting to privatise the schools, set it up in such a way. Why would we accept an unqualified teacher to teach our children? Would, sir, that part of the House, will they accept an unqualified doctor to address illnesses of their children? Because that's what that side of the House is saying about populations out in Manukau, that they don't deserve the best education system, they don't deserve a public education system, that we've got to find it for ourselves. Sir, I've heard from people who have children attend charter schools in America. They say that that is no choice at all for populations such as ours. That is not a choice, sir. And sir, Mr. Speaker,
Todd McClay.
I move that the question be now put.
Honourable Trevor Mallard.
Mr. Chairman, I